Hello there.
Well, it's 2024, and man, was last year a really good year for Death Battle. Season 10 was amazing! So let's celebrate it by not talking about any Season 10 episodes and instead talking about a really good episode from Season 7, Obi-Wan Kenobi vs. Kakashi. Yeah, kind of a letdown, but I'm not brave enough for politics. This episode, though, this is a really good episode, often considered the best one of Season 7, and I would probably agree. The episode opens simply enough with, they're the mentors. They are the mentors who do fight and save world. Okay, I am simplifying it a little, but getting into the analysis segments, I really like Obi-Wan's. I am a lifelong Star Wars fan, so hearing them talk about Obi-Wan after years of no Star Wars on Death Battle was a fun time. And man, this analysis was tailor-made to appeal specifically to me because there are so many prequel memes, and I adore the prequels. I adore me a good prequel meme. So this is just a fun time for me specifically. They get hello there, they get the high ground boomstick just directly parrots like 5 different Star Wars quotes. It's great. But at the same time, there's a really good coverage of Obi-Wan's abilities, his story, and his journey from becoming an apprentice to a Jedi Master to failing Anakin, and it just reminds me about why I love Star Wars, which is a rare thing because I hate Star Wars nowadays. Well, I don't hate Star Wars, I more just hate talking about Star Wars, and I hate it when people talk about Star Wars. I'm getting off topic. But Obi-Wan's analysis is very good, and I think it does a great job just talking about the Force and what you can do with it, which is something I don't really feel like something like Vader versus Doom, or even Luke versus Harry got. Which, granted, unfair comparison, those are Season 1 and 2 episodes, this is a Season 7 episode. They had so much more freedom about to talk about what the Force can do. And I really appreciate that they went all out. It's also just fun hearing them talk about things you wouldn't expect, like Jedi holding planets together, or light speed reactions, or just how insane Grievous actually is. So it all just leads to a very well-written analysis. Especially at the ending, when they bring Obi-Wan's story full circle and talk about he was a cool guy. Even in his worst moments, he always wanted to protect people, even if he did fuck up. And Kakashi's analysis, while it doesn't hit as hard as Obi-Wan's for me, it's still pretty good. It carries a lot of those same feelings, talking about the build-up of Kakashi, how he became a teacher, how he lost his friends and got his Sharingan, and using that as a lead-in to talk about all the crazy jutsus he can do. It's really fun. I actually think I enjoy it more than, say, most of the Naruto analysis we get nowadays. Just because those are so, I want to say generic, honestly. Like, all the Uchiha analyses blend together for me after a while, because they're all talking about the same eye shenanigans. And even though Kakashi has the same eye, like, because he's still got the Sharingan, but I don't know, it feels different this time, because Kakashi is such a different character from the Uchihas. And I like his analysis. I like how everything flows together, talking about all the things he can do. I don't think his analysis is as solid as Obi-Wan's, but I do think it's really good. So, getting into the fight, it's a really good fight. And I'm just gonna get it right out of the way. Obi-Wan speaks entirely in prequel memes, and it's glorious. He ashes down into Konoha, and what does he say? Another happy landing. It's great. I love it. But I also like the setup for the fight itself for a different reason. Because in Star Wars, the mind trick is basically the most non-aggressive way you can end a confrontation. So Obi-Wan is just trying to get rid of Kakashi. He's like, go home. Let's not do this. But in Naruto, mental manipulations like Genjutsu is very bad. It's a big deal. So for Obi-Wan to just mind trick him like that, I think Kakashi has a good reason to take that as an act of aggression. Even though Obi-Wan very much means it in a non-aggressive way. Which I think is a good way to get the fight started without actually really breaking character and making one of them an asshole. And when the fight actually starts, it's very well animated. This is the second fight done by the SFM team after Ganon vs. Dracula, and this is a big improvement from that one. The poses and movement all feel a lot more fluid, if you get what I mean. The way Obi-Wan swings his lightsaber is very well done. I love with the trail effects and everything. And Kakashi's jutsus all look great, and somehow those bastards managed to make the Jump Force model look good. They managed to make Jump Force Kakashi work against Battlefront Obi-Wan. Amazing. Splendid. How did they do it? So the fight's good. Good. Especially because you get 1,000 years of death. And it's done in a really hilarious way with Obi-Wan on the high ground, and Kakashi uses that as a way to get Obi-Wan in position to stick him underground, and Kakashi turns the high ground line back around on him, to which Obi-Wan just responds with another prequel quote. It's great. I love this fight so much. Hush. Then Kakashi quotes Star Wars again with most impressive, and I mean, yeah, okay, there's a lot of Star Wars quotes in this fight, but I think it works as they only really embellish it this one time. So getting back on track, Kakashi, we get the really good hand-to-hand scene of him kicking Obi-Wan hard enough to knock the lightsaber from his hand, and we get his really good melee combo, which then leads us into the 2 to minus bit, where Obi-Wan deflects the fire style, which is parroted straight from the 2003 Clone Wars show, and that leads us into the Genjutsu scene, and oh my god, the Genjutsu scene is so good. It's so good. Good. Vader coming out of the shadows? No one saw that coming, I think. When that came out the first time, everyone lost their minds. And Obi-Wan's response to just focus on the Force and deflect the attack is so good. But it times up with the music and everything. Then we get some lightsaber fight with the electrically charged kunai, which is a fine enough way to give some melee combat. It's fine. This scene does noticeably look a little jank and a little weirdly lit compared to others, but it doesn't last very long, so I can forgive it. Obi-Wan fucking face slamming Kakashi into the ground, though, that's raw. That's raw as fuck. Especially when it's revealed that that was a shadow clone, and Kakashi actually comes out from the ground. That's so cool. Well, and you see Obi-Wan dodge Kamui real quick, which is really cool. Which is not only just in general neat, it lines up with what they said in the conclusion, that Obi-Wan could dodge it thanks to his faster reaction time. And that leads into the one-stroke duel, for the killing blow, and it's a really good one. Obi-Wan trusting fully in the fourth as Kakashi goes head-on with the Chidori, crushing the Sharingan with Shadow Point as Kakashi switches the Chidori to the purple one that they mentioned in the analysis. And then it's over. Obi-Wan cuts straight through him. It's really well done. Kakashi falls over, and we get one last prequel quote to end it out. So uncivilized. The conclusion, by the way, is good. It's what you'd expect it to be. They covered how Obi-Wan won out in stats, how the Force kind of was something that Kakashi couldn't compete against, and they gave Obi-Wan... They mentioned the highest possible scaling for Obi-Wan, which they didn't need to. He already won, but it's whatever. And then we get the greatest dad joke conclusion that Boomstick could ever muster. In the end, Obi-Wan. It's so good. It's so funny. This is just a really good episode. This is a really fun time, and I really like this episode. I enjoy it a little more now, actually, now that I've gotten a little bit into Naruto. I've seen a couple episodes, and I like Kakashi. So I can enjoy this episode even more than I already do. For a while, I was one of those people who was like, we don't need Vader versus Obito. Oh, we already have Obi-Wan versus Kakashi. That episode was great. But no, I see now that Vader versus Obito has actually happened, it's a great mirror to this episode in a lot of ways. I'm glad we got both. But God, let's not have another Star Wars versus Naruto. Granted, I don't think there are any good Star Wars versus Naruto episodes, but let's just keep it to these two. This isn't a Palpa Nort situation where that episode just is significantly less appealing because Yoda versus Mickey already happened, but I also don't like Yoda versus Mickey, so maybe I'd be fine if Palpa Nort happened. I'm just kind of going off the rails now. Let's end this here.